naka def
yow foo joxee
mbaa def la suma tool balaa wari woon
man de man faa tehi man
yaa ngi toog di daa dégg son
man faa tehi di man suma tool bi fa booy baaxatul
xanaa doo dee use engrais fertilizer
ndax man loolu yow bu wuti ko foofu faa tehi dem ca dépôt ba dafa wuti fa sori
gis nga mbayum léegi boo amul fertilizer du baax de engrais kenn jëndeetu ko ci def
boo ko jëlee ci dépôt foo koy amee
kay yaa ngi doog a ñëw xam nga Reliance banque bi ñuy wax Reliance
faa koy dégg waaw
kay gis nga boo demee Reliance ci boppam foofu ngay fayee saako yi nga bëgg nu mu toll nga fay ba pare ñu jox la sa receipt gis nga receipt boobu ñu lay jox moom ngay yóbbu nag ca dépôt ba
kon fu ne ko dem ci dépôt ba te yóbbu la kay doo ko am
déedéet
fu ne su ma jógoon su ma xaalis ba dem ci dépôt ba dama am
déedéet doo am foog nga dem Reliance fay ba pare
waaw
soo ko dem nag ak sa receipt ca dépôt ba waa Gambia Granite Corporation lii la ñu wax
yow fi ne fa nga jëm ni la
waaw fa laay dem ni
kon kay ni jàmm jox la nga jëndaaleel ma ay yow ma de fi di saako doon yàgg te dama ko xam
maa la ko wax de
boo xàggee jëndaaleel ma
mbokk yi nii lañ ko bëggee waa Gambia Granite Corporation ñu ne saako engrais 700 dalasi dong lay jar muy juróom-ñaar téeméeri dalasi rek yomb na lool daw leen Reliance bu leen gën a jege si PMS tam dañuy jaay comme ni ko Reliance di jaayee boo fa demee dinañ la jaay te engrais bii pour réew mi kese la bëgguñ mu génn réew mi.
It's a warm welcome here in our studio in Sarakunda. This is Star TV News with me, Maimuna Fadera. In the headlines tonight, Fabakary Tombong Jatta urges Justice Minister to resign. National Human Rights Commission launches annual report on the state of human rights in the Gambia. Idris Sanko offered a one-year contract as the head coach of Al Tawoon Football Club in Dubai on the international scene. Nkurunziza's death sparked COVID-19 fears rumors in Burundi. South Africa security forces accused of fatal lockdown crackdown. Amazon frustration soars amid pandemic lockdowns. Well, those were the headlines, and now the news in details. The interim party leader of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, APRC, Fabakary Tombong Jatta, on Wednesday called on the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General, Abubakar Batambedu, to resign. The APRC heavyweight made this utterances at a press briefing meant to shed light on issues that are related to their party. The briefing was held at his home in Tarinding. Mojo El Baji reports.
The APRC government ruled the Gambia for 22 years under Yahya Jammeh. However, the Jammeh-led government was allegedly characterized by economic mismanagement, nepotism and dictatorship. Moreover, the APRC government lost power in a tough electoral battle in 2016, which triggered Jammeh to exile and the seizure of his assets by the Barrow-led government. The interim leader of the APRC highlighted numerous issues on which he claimed that the Justice Minister have been engaged on what he described as illegal acts on the former president's asset and some of the illegal issues suspected to be done by the Justice Minister.
And on President Adam Barrow, I will first of all ask Batambedu to resign. He has failed the system. He can only talk loud and big when his actions are as small and minute as a man. This behavior does not conform to the position of Attorney General and Minister of Justice. As Attorney General and Minister of Justice, despite whatever might have happened, you should be independent, you should be less emotional, you should be professional and honest. Now, in the absence of that, President Adam Barrow is losing his popularity because of many reasons. The key amongst them is Barrow. Therefore, it is not only enough to stop the sales of properties of those adversely affected at the Commission of Inquiry. The court has said it is illegal. So whatever Batambedu and his cohort have done is criminal and illegal. That's the decision of the court. You not only stop it, you must tell people where are those properties, who are there, are they on rent, have you rented any of them, who is collecting the money, and return those properties to their owners until otherwise decided by the court. That's what we are demanding. It's not enough. You cannot go under the cloak. This judgment is the biggest disgrace to Barrow government.
Honorable Jatta alleged the TRRC has lost its glory, adding that the Commission is doing all it can to have more witnesses to brand the former president. He also elaborated on Yankuba Toure's case against the state.
Prior to Yankuba Toure's TRRC attendance, he was here. What does he know then, now that he never knew then? Because Yankuba never said anything. But as I said, we are seeing him. I'm happy that he is good and resolute. The Constitution provides, that's 1997 Constitution, which according to them is bad, is the law of the land up to today.
However, Mr. Jatta added that the Justice Minister is a threat to the nation despite him being a human rights activist and a legal luminary, because there are many irregularities happening under his purview. For Star TV News, I am Binda Kuli.
In a press release sent to media houses, Gambia Armed Forces launches blood donation drive. The release reads, the 14th of June each year is set aside by the World Health Organization and countries all over the world, including the Gambia, to celebrate World Blood Donor Day. As part of this year's activities marking the day, the Gambia Armed Forces wishes to inform the general public that Chief of Defense Staff Major General Yakuba Drame has launched a blood donation drive under the theme Save Blood, Save Lives, with the slogan Give Blood and Make the World a Healthier Place. The patriotic and humanitarian gesture is aimed at complementing the efforts of the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare in ensuring adequate supply of blood to Gambians, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Consequently, officers, soldiers, and ratings of the Gambia Armed Forces in all military installations from Banjul to Basse will voluntarily donate blood to ensure individuals and communities have access to safe and quality assured blood and blood products in both normal and emergency situations. The historic and symbolic event, which shall be graced by the Minister of Defense, Honorable Sheikh Omar Faye, is scheduled to take place on Friday, 12 June 2020 at 900 hours at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul, as well as all government major hospitals and health facilities. Personnel from the various GAF military installations will assemble and donate blood at the following medical facilities as shown against their names. A. Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul, Defense Headquarters, Joint Service Headquarters and Gambian Navy. B. Kanifing General Hospital, Guards Battalion and GAF Training School. C. Birkama Major Health Center, 1 Infantry Battalion, Yundum Barracks. D. D. Wiam General Hospital, 4 Infantry Battalion, Kanilai. E. Farafenye General Hospital, 2nd Infantry Battalion, Farafenye. F. SO Health Center, Jongon Military Camp. G. Bansang General Hospital, Kudan and Laminkoto Military Barracks. H. Basse Major Health Center, 3 Infantry Battalion, Basse. The release ends. The Human Rights Commission earlier today launched an annual report on human rights for the year 2019, which is already submitted to the government. The report consists of 91 recommendations for the government on the state of human rights in the Gambia. Jacqueline Colley reports.
The Commission came with advisory note on sexual harassment and on the right to freedom of association and assembly, vice versa the Public Order Act. The chairperson of the Commission, Mr. Emmanuel Daniel Juve, noted that the Commission is mandated to monitor, receive, investigate and consider complaints of human rights violation in the Gambia.
We also are mandated to recommend appropriate remedial action to the government and to seek appropriate redress on behalf of complainants. We are mandated to promote awareness and respect for human rights, and this we do through conducting public awareness and education programs, undertaking studies, publishing guidelines and manuals. We also organize international and national seminars. We review existing human rights legislation and make recommendations to the government concerning the compliance of the existing legislation with our international obligations, that is our treaties and conventions.
He stressed that the annual report of 2019 consists of all what they are mandated with because it is a requirement that every year they come before Parliament to give in details their findings and the situational analysis of the human rights situation in the country and to widely disseminate their findings. The report consists of 2 parts, which are the 2019 State of Human Rights in the Gambia and the 2019 Annual Report of Activities. Commissioner Njundu Drame stressed that the Commission made various recommendations on civil, politics, social, economic, and other aspects of rights to the government which they thought was of relevance and very vital. He also set light on issues relating to gay and lesbian marriage that the Commission did not in any way give recommendation to the government to support the issue.
So in the report, what we indicated is that the state fulfills its right, its obligation to protect, to ensure that persons of other sexual orientations are not violated. They are not bullied, they are not discriminated, they are not killed by other people. We recognize that the environment has changed, that there is no violence at the moment, but it could happen, so that you and I and everybody would not attack those we think are different from us. The report never said decriminalize. We did not say decriminalize. Decriminalize is in the fulfillment obligation of the state. We did not say that because we recognize that there are laws that prohibit gay marriage. So we only say protect the rights of people. It was written in a human rights language. So unless we understand it, all of us would run away with this and say they want decriminalization. We never said decriminalization in our report. Decriminalization is about bringing laws in place. We say protect. Protect.
Commissioner Drame noted that it is not in their mandate to pass laws, but advised the government in recommendation they pass through to Parliament. He further said that the media plays a vital role because they need the media to popularize their work and to hold them accountable on behalf of the people. But in turn, the media needs the NHRC at the receiving end and when it is attacked by other people, when their rights are curtailed. Jacqueline Colley, reporting for Star TV News.
The former Gambian international player Idrissa Sanko has been offered a 1-year contract as a head coach in Dubai with Al Tawoun Football Club, a second division club pushing for promotion to the first division league in Dubai. Well, Dado Cham has the rest of the details.
Al Tawoun, sometimes known as Al Tawith, is a professional football club based in Brunda, that plays in the Saudi Professional League, the top tier of Saudi football. Al Tawoun have been the second tier champion once and runner-up twice. The club holds the drastic achievement as being the one of the 2 second-tier teams to play in the final of the King Cup. The club play their home games in King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in the Baranda, sharing the stadium with the city rival Arith, with whom they contest the Gazim Diaper Witch. This Wednesday, Idrissa Sonko, who has been a Gambian international player, has been announced to be offered a one-year contract to head the Altawood Football Club. Idrissa Sonko, born 23rd March 1980 in Assau, has played in so many international football clubs, such as Walsa, even Real de Banjul here in the Gambia. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Dado Cham.
We'll now go for a short commercial break. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mbedo ko walande bar fenkil nañ jaxal jang nga fem fi jabu ka bete nga fem fi jabu ka bete nga fem fi ko jaxal dafa malo mekel ñaati le
ne jambando soto angare ñing ne o soto yake jang ila soto fe ngo fam be yiru wala
ye jambando ha wato alhamdulillah sa jambando mo so la ñaadi le
sañi moli abula le kata fan kata depo ñinto hani ni futata je depo to sañi bu ka wafi de ka kodo ta mo bulu ka boto di la wo bo sañi wo botale sañi mimbe kering wolem ñinti ko reliance ibita wolto ye kodojo ne kodojo reliance e ka risitol dira ba risito ñinga ku matal de wo risito ñin ni adila e ka wole samba depo ñintu ne risito di yela jambando soto
comme ngi yek mo fu ñami ngamoyle nim fana bodo jang ko tanke mbira jambando sanna
GGC wole Gambia Groundnut Corporation wolle be mararen ñing jambando la kola andu ila ñin jang ngalo ne ñin jambando ni yake jang ifam ba fala ñela
tumondo bar be jambando xel fana nga jibe nim bodo ya mbita wolto mbita sekro direct nim tara ye rek be jambando sanna oto mbaɗigol ñewode ñul nadal kana mol dahandi GGC ka jambando data la mole fadal ci ceme warwula he ñomu alten tubal mbat woto nimboru bayta ngata na jambando la ko dojo woto jang msansan sa mbe wutule ngata fo reliance nganna jambando la ko dojo jeto ngana risito ta ngata depo wala ngaji be CPMS katu ñindu la fulo de min suriyata na rek nin tara nga joje benna jambando sotlal al nimbara bak ala baraka. Hey, alhamdulillah. Nyomu ala tan Dubai. Moro nyina metu abena no sana.
Welcome back after that short commercial break. And we now look at the news beyond our borders. People in Burundi are waiting to find out who will take over after the sudden death of the president. Pierre Nkurunziza died on Tuesday at the age of 55. A government statement says he had a heart attack, but there are rumors he may have been infected with the COVID-19. Well, Al Jazeera's Malcolm Webb reports from Nairobi, Kenya.
Diplomats and officials come to sign a book of condolences in State House in Burundi's capital Bujumbura. The late president Pierre Nkurunziza led Burundi into a period of peace following a civil war, but then back into political turmoil. On Tuesday, the government said he died of a heart attack. His predecessor called for calm.
We ask to everybody to keep quiet, to keep in peace, and to listen for the messages given by the government.
The government, under Nkurunziza, became known for political killings and torture. Critics were silenced or fled abroad. He had no policies to slow the spread of the coronavirus. He said God would protect Burundians. Many people suspect the virus was the cause of his death. Few dare to openly criticize the official line. We spoke to an exiled activist in Belgium who did.
We do not trust the government because they hide all the truth around what is happening. We believe that he died from COVID-19, and there are many other people who died, some who tested positive, and other who never got the chance to test.
Thousands gathered for campaign rallies ahead of an election last month with no social distancing measures. The ruling party's candidate was this man, Evariste Ndayishimiye. Opposition complained of vote rigging. Ndayishimiye was announced the winner. He was due to take over from Nkurunziza in August. But analysts say there might be trouble ahead. The constitution says if the president dies, it's the Speaker of the National Assembly who takes over. He's called Pascal Nyabenda.
Nyabenda was Nkurunziza's preferred candidate, allegedly, whereas Evariste, the chosen, the president-elect, was supported by other generals within the CNDD-FDD, the ruling party. So this could indicate that there might be CNDD-FDD infighting in the coming weeks, with different generals backing different candidates.
Nkurunziza left Burundi with a spreading pandemic and a political crisis that's far from over. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Nairobi, Kenya.
Security forces in South Africa have been accused of using excessive force while implementing coronavirus lockdown measures. They have allegedly killed at least 6 people. Al Jazeera's Famida Miller reports from Johannesburg in the latest part of our series on the effect of the pandemic on human rights.
To try to curb the spread of coronavirus, South Africa imposed one of the strictest lockdowns in the world. Along with it came the deployment of the police and army, and accusations of the abuse of power. In mobile footage, this man is forced to hop by a soldier after being found outside his home. Lockdown restrictions only allow people to leave their homes for food, medicine and essential services. Sibusiso Amos was allegedly shot and killed by security personnel working with police at his home in Vosloorus on Johannesburg's East Rand. His cousin Ntombikayise Amos says Sibusiso was shot behind this burglar gate during a police raid on the area. Ntombikayise says the officer forced his way into the yard after a confrontation with Sibusiso at the front gate.
He came inside, got to the yard area. I locked my cousin inside the veranda area. He wasn't confrontive, he wasn't attacking him. He literally pulled a gun on somebody who was just standing there staring at him. That is murder.
2 houses away, Simpiwe Biku says during the same raid, police kicked in his door and shot him twice with rubber-coated steel bullets. Last month, the High Court ordered an end to police and army brutality, saying torture or degrading punishment must stop. It came after another man, Collins Khosa, died after allegedly being beaten by security forces.
There's absolutely no doubt that poor black people bear the brunt of police brutality in South Africa. It's not by design in the sense that the police set out in the morning to target poor black people, but it is by design in the sense that apartheid spatial geography means that the areas where the police are deployed are the areas where poor people on the margins of social and political life in South Africa live.
Both deaths are under investigation. In the case of Collins Khosa, a preliminary report says the army did nothing wrong, while a security officer has been charged with the murder of Sibusiso Amos. Dozens of complaints against the military include the use of excessive force, physical abuse, murder and brutality. An independent body which monitors police abuse has registered 39 cases, with accusations that at least 6 people were killed by police. 2 months after the coronavirus lockdown began, soldiers and police are still on the streets, despite the easing of restrictions. And for many, a court having to compel security forces to respect the rights of people has been just as shocking as the violence itself. Famida Miller, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.
Environmentalists in Brazil are warning that criminals are taking advantage of the coronavirus pandemic to clear large parts of the Amazon rainforest. Despite the heightened military presence, satellite images suggest the amount of forest loss is already higher than that during the whole of 2019, one of the worst years on record. Al Jazeera's Alessandro Rapiti reports from Bogota, Colombia.
From the sky, the clear patches of land look like exposed wounds in the otherwise lush rainforest. This video was filmed recently over the Colombian Amazon. Illegal roads reach ever deeper into the forest, while fires clear the land, making space for cattle raising, agriculture and coca fields. Environmentalists are sounding the alarm. They say drugs mafia, illegal loggers and land hoarders are taking advantage of Colombia's coronavirus lockdown to burn the forest and develop the land unhindered. A new study shows the rate of deforestation in the first 4 months of the year could be higher than that of the whole of 2019.
The context of this is land grabbing. There is clearly a relationship between the deforested areas and big capitals interested in taking over these lands, mostly forest reserves, indigenous land, national parks. The pandemic is helping, but also the worsening security in these areas and the immobility of armed forces is to blame.
And the situation is even worse across the border in Brazil, where huge fires destroyed large swaths of the jungle last year. Since coming to office, President Jair Bolsonaro has promised to open the Amazon to business, enabling the raising of public land and empowering loggers and land hoarders. In April, Environmental Minister Ricardo Salles shocked many by saying that the pandemic was an opportunity to further reduce deforestation restrictions while attention was focused elsewhere. While Bolsonaro fired 3 senior officials for carrying out operations against illegal miners. This environmental official was attacked by illegal loggers in Pará state after a truck with timber was stopped. He was heckled and struck in the face with a glass bottle.
This is actually the main cancer of deforestation in the Amazon right now, is the feeling of impunity. And we need to change that to be able to demonstrate that the government is aware of the big loss that we are having.
Under pressure, the Brazilian government recently dispatched thousands of troops to the Amazon to address the problem, but only for a month. Critics fear it will not be enough to stop vested interests from exploiting a health crisis to destroy one of the most important environments in the world. Alessandro Ampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogotá.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. Fabakary Tombong Jatta urged Justice Minister to resign. National Human Rights Commission launched annual report on the state of human rights in the Gambia. Idris Sonko offered a 1-year contract as head coach of Al Tawoun Football Club in Dubai. Nkurunziza's death sparked COVID-19 fears rumors in Burundi. South Africa security forces accused of fatal lockdown crackdown. Amazon deforestation soars amid pandemic lockdowns. Well, that's all for this edition of the news. Please do enjoy the rest of our programs and do join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for watching and do have a wonderful night. Bye for now.